Hey everyone, YungD0nut here. Really quickly before the episode starts, I figured I would give you guys a brief heads up that before the interview we were having a bit of technical difficulties, which made it that Slime was only really able to communicate with me through his cell phone, which is why the audio kind of has a bit of a filtered sound to it and it sounds a little clippy, but everything is still there. I got it all mixed in for you guys, and I hope you can still find a way to enjoy the episode. The interview was really fun. Slime was a great guest, and yeah, that's about it. Take care, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the bakery with YungD0nut. You've been here before, or at least I hope you have, and I hope you guys are ready for a fantastic interview with the lovely and intelligent and talented Slime. Slime, how you doing?
Under that shirt in that picture, you can see my Peppa's t-shirt.
That's a
I think that's what that logo is.
I see it. The little red. What kind of shape even is that?
It's like a smash ball.
Well, no, I know, but I mean, like, you know how the smash ball, it's split into like those 4 sections. What kind of like triangle? I guess that's just a triangle.
That's like the corner of it, I think.
Right. I mean.
But yeah, I believe that's my Cherry Peppa's t-shirt, which actually got ruined because the Falcon piece that we shot for Smash Summit 7.
Right.
I wore that shirt underneath the blue spandex.
No.
And it actually dyed my entire shirt like this gross blue.
You can't get that out?
No, because I tried washing it and it ruined my Cherry Peppa shirt. And stretched it out because I had the fat suit on, so.
So, I mean, okay, I have to cut ahead just to talk about that for a minute. Was it, that wasn't just some fucking pillow you stuffed under there? I'm sorry,
no,
but that looked like such a pillow.
So like it was like a fat suit that you ordered, not like a suit. It was like an over the shoulder like
sling,
belly.
Like a bag type thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it was really actually too big initially for the spandex suit, so I actually had to cut it open, take some of the floof out, and then redistribute it in like a even way so that it could fit into the spandex.
Where the hell did you distribute it? Because your whole body, that skit. So first off, for those that don't know, there's a Captain Falcon skit our man Slime here did that is absolutely incredible. It's like a documentary on Captain Falcon as the meta is adapted, and he's wearing a fat suit that I swear to God, the rest of your body still looks just.
Yeah,
I sound like a dick if I'm like a scrawny kid, but it's
no.
It
looked pretty weird because it was just my belly, and it's like it was kind of gross. But that was hopefully the point.
That's what added. Yeah. It added so much to the feel of that. Just you feel so bad for him.
Yeah, it was like he was fucking up his body to the point where it's like it only went to his stomach. Like that's how bad he was at even like gaining weight properly.
The fucking hockey part where he's out of breath like literally 2 seconds into play, or at least from what we see.
That was real. I'm just not in shape. I'm trying.
At least you're not Douglas J. Falcon out of shape, you know?
Oh, man. That poor man.
That poor soul. I mean, he's doing his best. But coming back to us a little bit, I mean, you know, format of the show, I would be hating myself if I didn't start with, you know, let's get a little intro out of you, you know, your name, tag, where you're from, all that good shit. For those that have never heard of the man Slime, who is he?
So my name is Anthony. My tag is Slime, formerly Official Slime, formerly Horse Divorce, formerly Streets 111. I've been playing since 2014. I've been watching since 2013. Just actually right before the doc.
Mm-hmm.
Saw the Apex Salty Sweet stream. I thought it was really sick, and then found the doc shortly after. So I'm technically not a doc kid, which feels pretty good. I think I'm the worst person to ever have come on this show, which is kind of cool. Like melee skill wise, my best win is Hulka from SoCal, who is now retired, but he was pretty good in the day. No, okay, so
we'll take it. We take.
I'm from Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
I was in like rural Colorado for most of college, so like I couldn't even really go to tournaments that much. When we did go to tournaments, we'd like drive like 4 hours to Denver and buster out at like the monthly or something, which was still really fun. And then I moved to SoCal about 3 years ago to actually pursue TV writing, which turns out is really fucking hard to break into. And somehow ended up to where I'm now, working at Beyond the Summit. And I play a lot less Melee because there's locals in my area that aren't really close, which is a bummer, but yeah.
Did you went to school for TV writing, or?
I went to school for creative writing in general. I have technically an English degree with a creative writing concentration. So it's basically you do your seminar in English, but then there's also an additional one in creative writing, which is basically you just write something throughout the semester and make it pretty and nice.
Hell yeah! I mean,
but yeah, that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a novelist, like a writer.
And it kind of just the more and more what made you start to realize? Not even realize, but start working more with. I'm gonna write comedy, like doing skits and such, or was that always what you would have gone for?
It was kind of interesting because like I wanted to go to college for music. Actually, I wanted to like compose and write music, but I'm also not very good. So there's like a bar you have to cross. You have to like audition for like an instrument or something like that, and you have to get accepted in the music program. I just wasn't good enough for that. We're like, oh, okay, well I won't do that. Instead, I'll study writing, and I'll just do that because it's always come kind of easy to me. But what actually inspired me to want to write for TV during college was season 2 of Community. If you've ever seen that show.
I have, yep.
And I was like, oh, I just want to make that. I want to make something that makes other people the way I feel watching Community season 2. And so that's kind of where so TV writing was always kind of there, but when you go to college, it's like very literary, novel-y, and you kind of get the feeling to write something more higher art-wise. But it was always in my blood to sort of try and go for that.
I think you've damn well accomplished it, even in an area of something that half the fucking world's population is like people still play that game. So I mean,
it's so during Smash Summit 7 the broadcast last year, they were watching like a Scar and Toph show, and someone in chat was like, I just fucking freaking out at the idea that we're like having a late night talk show about a 20-year-old video game in like a house.
It's amazing.
To put all the pieces together is so bizarre when you think about it.
I'm trying to remember where I heard you guys. I think it was something you were on. Someone was talking about how it's like, oh, if you're even the coolest in Melee, like it's really not shit to someone that has like a full-time job and is able to afford. So it's like, are you sure about that? I think this shit's fucking incredible. Like trying both.
It is, like in the greater scheme of the world, like Mango walks into a room and depending on the room, he's either the fucking legend of like with like a glowing aura around him, or he's just like a hairy dude. And that is so crazy.
He's definitely a hairy man-child. Definitely like the caveman that didn't adapt to the world meta.
Yeah, but he's also just doing his own thing, like pounding a beer and just being like, "What's up?" And like I feel like Mango he represents Melee at large because it's like some of the sickest shit in the world went down at his fingertips, and also if you don't know, you don't know.
I actually was gonna say like every god almost represents their own part of the community, and I think that's something that is fucking amazing too. Like you got Mango with the degens that don't always want to think but go out and try. You got M2K with the frame data and the basement dwellers, like fucking Hbox with the puffs. Yeah.
It's like Game of Thrones, and those are all the lords.
Oh shit, yeah.
The lands or something.
Dude, oh my god. I almost got so fucking mad the other night. I was thinking of like upcoming tournaments. So like I'm going to be going to Pound 2019. And I was looking at the date for that. And I was like, wait, this is April 19th. Fuck, when does Game of Thrones start? And I had to rush and look at it. Thankfully, it's the weekend before. So I'm not too scared.
We've been looking at Game of Thrones stuff for in general for content to see if there's anything we can put alongside it, but it is in a weird spot for us. So
It's amazing though. It's so good. Oh my god. Anyone that hasn't seen that show, you need to talk to your friends that have HBO and fucking borrow an account.
It's hype, dude. It's just that good shit. Don't be alarmed that normies like it. It's still good.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, but everyone, I feel like everyone's no, not everyone's a normie. There are some people I've talked to that don't like it. My fucking mom is one of those people.
Your mom doesn't like Game of Thrones?
She's one of those people can't stand, like, and I get this. I don't want this getting fucking taken out of context in the next fucking bad melee news segment.
Hates his mother.
It's one of those, she can't watch like faked rape scenes or something where like a woman is getting like objectified like that. Shit, and I get that. Trust me, I totally get that. But it's a TV show. It's meant to. It builds the character. Like fucking Daenerys becomes so strong. We're fucking ranting about Game of Thrones on a Smash podcast. That says a lot right now. But you know what I mean? Like,
for what it's worth, I don't think my dad has ever watched it or gives a shit because swords are like lame to him. So he's just like,
oh fuck. Well, no,
you know what I mean? Like,
I'm definitely not gonna say fuck your dad, but
yo, fuck your dad, dude. No, fuck my dad. He, you know, parents are weird.
Parents are definitely weird.
They don't get it.
Dude, I got my dad to binge watch that shit in like less than a month. I was so proud of him.
Oh, that's hype.
I know, he's making big money moves. But anyway, let's try and let's see if we can get back on track here. I don't fucking know.
You drive the car.
You say that, but this car has only 3 wheels on it. And fucking 2 of them are training wheels. So the tag slime. Now,
yeah.
I want to talk about that, but I also want you to know that I'm going to come at you with the other, why the fuck do you have a million different goddamn names? Like, I know you've kind of talked about this where you're like, I love that my fan base has to really, like, kind of look into me. And in fact, chat, this is a story for you guys because I didn't even know about this until, when we started talking. Slime approached me on this. Slime approached me on this show about being on the show through Reddit, and we'll talk about your tag. We'll talk about that, but like his tag is not Slime on fucking Reddit. Why? Of course it's not.
It's Downtown Sasquatch.
Downtown Sasquatch. I get a caption saying, "Can I be on your PCast?" And I'm stuck with the mindset of, wow, I'm only on like season 1 of this and some randoms trying to get on my show. That's nice. Maybe, and I think I replied to you, I was like, maybe sometime, and I never like looked into your name. I'm just like, okay, some Reddit user, Downtown Sasquatch. This is when I just learned about Reddit.
That's so funny too, because it's dumb of me too to like assume that you would check out Downtown Sasquatch and like put the pieces together. So it's like this weird standoff of like, well, he doesn't.
Who's gonna approach
Sasquatch? Yeah,
dude, I definitely would have jumped on that opportunity hella early, but at the same time, like I was so new to Reddit. That's why if you haven't also noticed, anyone that's a fan of the show, I haven't posted this on Reddit like ever. I go on Reddit to just look at like funny gifs and pics and shit, and then that's really it. I don't like know still how to use Reddit. If anyone's like a professor in Reddit and wants to like actually get me into it, I would love to. But yeah, I just didn't even look into your name. So Slime, where does that tag start? Let's go there. If it even starts there, like.
Yeah, well, I mean, so my tag is Slime. It used to be Official Slime, and it's from an Antoine song off of the Fantasy Bets mixtape. I forget which one, but in the beginning, before the song starts, he does an ad-lib. Official Slime, because it's like he is saying to his slimes, which is a term of endearment in the East Coast, I believe. Vado, the rapper, had popularized it. That this mixtape is official, and that's basically what he was saying.
I see.
And I thought that just sounded really cool, so I was like, oh, I'll just be Official Slime, and that was kind of whack. It was weird to say and weird to tell people, and I remember like introducing myself to Jace when I first moved to SoCal, and he's like, oh. Okay. I was like, oh, yeah, that is kind of.
This guy got a mixtape coming out soon.
Yeah, and so I decided later on. Well, I decided that if I ever got PR'd in SoCal, I would become Official Slime, which is, pretty one of the hardest things probably in the world to try and do, unless you're Zach Fair, get destroyed because Wobbling got banned. No, I'm just kidding. Lipstick. But so yeah, I was like, I'll just be slime, and that one actually kind of fit a lot better because it's one syllable and it's fast to say, and it just feels a lot better.
It's a childhood memory for those that watch Nickelodeon.
Yeah, a lot did it with Nickelodeon. Also, in general, I've always just been so shit at making up names, like names for like characters in Dark Souls, like at like video games, account names for like Brudor and shit. I was just horrible, and it's never been something I've been good at. So that's why it took so many iterations.
So what was the first one? Oh, that's what it was, horse. Okay.
I think, yeah. So when I entered my first major was Evo 2014, and I was just, I believe it was Bruno or Bunta from Initial D, because I liked Initial D, and that was it. Yeah, So I'm just unoriginal and shitty, but finally I found a song lyric that kind of worked, and even then I had to cut it down.
I think he still picked a good one. I genuinely like it. I think out of all tags in the world, this one fits you. I can't.
It fits pretty well. I got lucky, but official slime is shit. That's also what we learn in writing class. It's like sometimes you just take a word away, changes everything.
Remove the. Remove the.
Yeah, exactly.
If I've taken anything away from shitty movies that I wish I never saw, it's that. Fucking remove the. So where does Downtown Sasquatch come from?
Oh yeah, so Ludwig roasted a lot that I have no sort of synchronicity with my like online handle, like my Instagram, my Twitter, my Reddit. All this shit's different, but Downtown Sasquatch is the name of the a band in the show Degrassi, The Next Generation.
Oh my god.
To be more specific, so it's Spinner, Craig, Marco. And I believe Ashley was in the band for a little bit, lead singing. But yeah, it's just a teenage drama show, and they have a band called Downtown Sasquatch. It's really fucking funny. And they call it the Squatch for short. It's mentioned in like 5 episodes.
I'm so shocked you didn't just go with Squatch.
Well, because that's like not the whole reference, right? So if anyone, it's like a call sign. If someone's like, dude, Downtown Sasquatch, do you like Degrassi? I'm instant friends with that person. You know?
Right.
And that's what a lot of my life is throwing out these references, hoping that someone reads them, and I just make a quick friend and bypass everything else.
I just find a friend real quick.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's it.
So then we have, what is it, Divorce the Musical or Horse the Musical?
Horse Divorce.
Horse Divorce. How could I?
Yeah, Horse the Musical is actually my old YouTube channel.
Right.
It's interesting you said that. But yeah, I think horses are really funny animals. They're just big and stupid. And Horse Divorce is from a Tumblr post that said hors d'oeuvres sounds like it's spelled horse divorce or something like that.
Definitely like that. Going off of what you're saying with you think horses are funny animals, is that why you showed a video of a horse being jerked off to Kendrick Lamar at the
so imagine like any getting jerked off, right? Like, horses are the funniest because they're just so big and stupid,
They're
right?
fucking huge.
And they got huge wieners, and, like, anything else, like, the thing about jerking off a horse is that it's a favor to the horse.
You gotta dedicate yourself to that, too.
Yeah, it could, like, kill you because it's so much bigger than you. So that's why it's kind of cool, because it's, like, it takes the power dynamic away from the human. Like, if someone's jerking off a monkey, that's just, like, weird and wrong. But a horse, it's, like... Yeah, you know.
I'm trying to remember what I was listening. I think I was listening to, if you've heard of The Official Podcast. Have you heard of them?
I think so. I think I've heard of it.
It's literally these YouTubers that are just literally bullshitting for like an hour or so with sometimes a guest or whatever. It's a great podcast. Would highly recommend it to anyone. But I think they talked about in like one of their earlier episodes how one of the hardest like would you rather questions they ever got was like, would you rather have a gorilla jerk you off or jerk off a gorilla? And I was literally just thinking about that one while you were.
It's a death wish either way.
It's terrible. The gorilla could fucking punch you in the dick, or you get punched in the mouth for trying to touch the gorilla's dick. Like, it's a hard one.
It's a hard situation, yeah.
That being said, my follow-up question, would you rather...
Gun to my head, I think I'd try to jerk off the gorilla, because, I don't know, it's about, like, being charming, right?
I feel like I could be demonstrating charm with my own hand to the gorilla, showing them I don't know.
It's really tough. If it's like maybe a zoo gorilla, I don't know. I just don't want to get hurt.
It's a wild gorilla, you know, you're just coming. They had all these factors. I don't want to actually sidetrack us with this, but it's like, dude, fuck.
It is an interesting thing to ponder, I think. And it's important.
I think the important part of this whole discussion right now was you showing Fendrick a jerk-off video.
Yeah.
That was fucking incredible.
You know what was funny? So originally, for that, because I ran I ran all these ideas by Ludwig, and he helped me sort of develop some of them, and it was a toss-up. I was like, okay, it's either going to be like a farmer jerking off a horse, or it's going to be this really weird YouTube video I found in deep YouTube, like in 2012. It's of like a person who dresses up like a pony. It's called Pony Play, and just kind of clopping around their backyard. And it's really unsettling and weird because it's like this strange, like costume. It looks like scary almost. And I just sent it to all my friends. I remember years and years ago, paired with like death metal, and it was really funny. And so I was like, okay, I'll show them that. And I was like weird slime wanting to like do a weird bit.
I could do better.
I said that to Ludwig, and this is weird. I don't get it. And I was like, okay, I'll go with the horse just being jerked off. Whatever, it's fine.
It was definitely incredible, especially because I'd definitely seen your slime on the scenes before, but as I'm getting ready to obviously, you know, do an interview with you, I'm gonna go back and rewatch everything. So I just fucking come across that, and I'm just fucking crying. Yeah. Like there.
That was the high point. That was the high point, I think.
Shoutouts to Fendrick. We definitely forever wishing we had him on the show, and I forever feel bad that his episode got fucking corrupt. So anyone that was there, I fucking sucked at this early on, and I did terrible audio editing. So Fendi, if you're listening, we can always try and get you back on.
I asked him recently. The last time I saw him, it's like, dude, do you think like me showing you a horse getting jerked off was like good or bad for you? Like, did it turn more people against you, or was it net negative? Because if so, like, I would feel terrible. And he said, no, I think it made me feel. I think it humanized me. I think it made me feel more sympathetic towards me. I was like, okay, that's
life lesson from Slime. If you ever want to humanize someone, just show them a horse getting jerked.
Yeah, just show them what goes on a farm.
It's perfectly natural. It's not like it's fucking weird or anything. God.
I've said this before, but when I was like 14, my friend, his family owned a ranch, and his dad slaughtered a pig in front of us. He was just doing it, and we decided to watch because he's like a rancher. It's like his everyday shit. Yeah. And it was fucked up, and we didn't talk to each other for the rest of the day. And I feel like I was changed forever that day, but I can't say whether or not I was. But there's sort of shades of that, you know, in general.
Just kind of got to make a hard read and just say,
YungD0nut, life is fleeting. That's all I'm trying to say.
I like it. I like it. Anyway, last name I have for you was, and this one I just recently actually saw before our interview. You got Quavo from Migos on Auto Chess.
That's my Steam profile.
Oh, that's okay. I was wondering if that was like, because I haven't played Auto Chess yet, so I didn't know if like you had to make an account for that. But nonetheless, you still made it Quavo, from Migos.
My Steam names have had a long and storied history. I think one of my favorite ones was like Grandma's Scat Casino or something. I'm very mature, as you can tell, with my humor. It's pretty simple for me. It's just like poop and wieners and stuff like that. But I just like the idea of Quavo playing like Dota and just logging on.
He's in the studio. Yeah, they're all fucking baked out of their mind, just in the studio, like, bro, playing auto chess. They're just making sound effects as they move the pieces.
Just as he rolls on fucking round 7.
Move him to C4, mama. Jesus Christ. I've had so many fucking times of just imitating Migos with my friends just walking downtown. It's just,
God, that's such a good time.
I don't know how you can't have a good time with those. It's like they're the loudest bunch of amazing rappers I've ever heard.
I listened to Fuck 12 on the way home one day. And he just keeps saying it.
What else needs to be said?
I'm like, yeah.
He says it all for you within the fucking name of the song. Alright, so somehow getting back here, I always like to talk to people about the first tournament they attended. I think you addressed it a second ago? I may have missed it.
Evo was my first but my first actual tournament, I believe, if it was called Revelations in Colorado. It was there were 2 more I went to after that, and the series ended. It was TO'd by Dan Aki, who is a legend of the older Colorado scene. I believe he's retired these days, but he was really nice to like newbies and like people who were just coming into the scene, and like shit posted on the Facebook group. Obviously, people drive out. So we went to our first tournament. It was actually a PM tournament. I started out in PM. I make sure to mention that a lot. I thought PM was that gas.
It was. When you start, it is.
It was like we watched a documentary. We found out PM existed, and then we were like, we'll just play this one. Characters, and it's faster, and it's not Brawl, because we hate Brawl, because the documentary told us to do it. And so it was actually a PM tournament, didn't even enter Melee. We won a set in doubles, not knowing how to L cancel, me and my friend Eric. And
let's go, Eric.
It was sick. I've played Falco, he played Peach and DK. And it was cool. There was this guy named Joe. He is, I don't know if he's still active. I think he was in the Colorado Springs scene. He was like the best DK in the state at the time.
Okay.
And he was like showing my friend all this like cool DK shit, and we were like, I don't know. It was just so fun, and it was this real sense of like just instantly accepting community. Even with the Melee guys, like I sat down and played some Melee. I'm like, oh, this game's still fun and all that. And that was my first tournament.
Nice. And you were saying you started straight up with Falco. Was that like your first character you ever picked up?
Yeah, so I wanted to, like every Falco main ever invented in the world, you wanted to pick one of the best characters, but you didn't want to pick the best one or the perceived best one. So you pick like the second best one, so you can still be kind of cool.
There you go.
And like everybody has had that thought in their head who ends up playing Falco to start. And it was actually the worst thing I ever decided to do.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
Dude, learning Falco from the start is like, it just teaches you the worst habits, because you down air shine and you hit the wave shine and you do it again and the dopamine releases in your head. And you're like, ooh, baby, yeah, I like that. And then you keep doing it and you think that now I'll shoot a laser. Oh, it happened again. And you stomp your friends, and it's just, I don't know. I think the brain doesn't hit. But if you play a character like Marth or Peach or even Puff, Fox to some extent, you learn how to play the game neutral, I guess, more specifically, way more cleanly.
I actually had this.
That's everything.
Oh yeah. No, I actually had this same type of conversation with Stango last week about like starting characters when you're just getting into the game and stuff like that. And I think we went off a little bit more talking about like, well, what you want to accomplish within Melee to really pick the character you want. So it's like, oh, you want to be the best in the world? Then yeah, you should probably pick, like a top tier or like the top 3, whoever's holding top at the time, they're probably playing the best characters. Look at that. If you're looking for fundamentals and basics, Sheik and Marth. Like, they have some of the best starting fundamentals you could ask for. Even Fox to some extent, but he's a little bit more technically challenged. It's like there's all these little bits that go into who you should start with. And I love hearing people's, especially Falco, and I'm going to touch on this too because I know you also play Falcon. I love hearing Falcon stories. What made you want to fucking go, you know what, let me just throw an N on my character and then, you know what, I'll start holding dubs, baby.
So basically I was going to locals pretty much every week in SoCal, Power 9. There was one Power 9 where I placed like 9th, and it was like the best day of my life. And I was like, wow, that's sick. And I was with Falco. But along the way, I realized that I didn't like the way that Falco moved and that I had to use lasers and use brain. And so I always thought Falcon was cool, and I always like played him on the side. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to play Falcon because if I lose, it feels like, for some reason, it feels better.
Don't you just have more fun playing him? You just have more fun.
Well, it depends. Like getting comboed by Falco because you ate one up tilt is the worst feeling.
That's true.
Like, he is the funnest character in the game to combo besides Spaceys, like, bar none. Even then, like, Fox is smaller to hit. True. Falcon's just this big, like flailing oaf in the air. And, like, you can SDI, but, he's still pretty big. So basically, yeah, I was like, fuck this. I want to move fast, but I don't want to play Fox. And I just want to play the guy I like. And so I had to kind of relearn a lot, like dealing with Falco lasers without having my own gun, getting 0 to death off of like a drill shine and stuff like that. And so yeah, but it's now I still flip flop. When I played at Big House, I used Falco and I did a ledge dash up smash to kill this Pikachu I was playing, a vacuum cleaner, and it was like most technical like thing I've ever successfully pulled off in like a pressure situation, and I won, and I was like, oh shit, maybe Falco is the guy for me. So I'm always like on the fence.
Oh yeah. Oh, trust me, I have both those characters tattooed on the back of my legs because I'm the fucking dumbest indecisive motherfucker to ever play this game.
Do you really have them tattooed?
Oh yeah. Hold on, I could probably.
So the same.
I could probably find. Yeah. I could probably. Do I have them on my? If I have them on my Instagram, I can link them to you. It's fucking. It's so disappointing too because I just know I'm never gonna pick one. I'm just gonna stay with both.
Yeah, it's brutal. But yeah, that's where I am character wise.
Besides Melee, was there any other competitive games that you played as a kid, or even just played getting into all that?
In general, I played a lot of Dota 1, and so when Dota 2 came out, I grinded a lot. I was actually, my pudge was pretty nice, and it lopsided my MMR. So I was getting into games with like Universe and IX Mike and Eternal Envy. Eternal Envy still has me muted to this day probably, because I was in a game with him and I instantly knew it was him, and I said in all chat shoutouts to my mom, and then I had his stream open and he sees me type that, instantly goes and mutes me on the scoreboard, so that was pretty funny.
That's fucking hysterical.
So I played Dota a lot, as well as just general Brood War use map settings games, like the custom games. I was never actually good at Brood War, but I played those a lot. I have never been very good at games. I've never been the guy that's like the hard one to beat in the group.
That's a feels bad, man.
I guess, but it also means I just don't apply myself towards video games in the way I do. Melee actually helped me sort of realize that and like how to apply myself in different ways and shit like that.
Fair enough.
But I'm still pretty bad at Melee because I don't practice, but at least I know the problem.
Yeah, no, I mean, you got your other shit going on. You're not dedicating yourself too hard, but who needs to when you got bad Melee, and
I guess
a bottle cap.
It's street cred though, you know what I mean?
Like, oh, definitely.
I feel like every content creator feels some sort of amount of guilt for being known for content rather than their gameplay in Melee. Because it's like this badge, right? It's like no one wants to be like the shitter, no one wants to be the who's like the, it's kind of like the jokey guy in high school. Dan Harmon, who wrote Community, he has a quote. It's like, yeah, I was always the funny guy in high school. It was cool because I got invited to all the parties and I didn't get bullied, but I never got any of the girls. And I was like, that's kind of like the Melee content creation like game. Not like literally, obviously, that'd be really weird to look at it that way. But it's like there are things you do have access to, and there are things you don't have access to because of your like street cred in skill in the game. And I've always thought that's a super interesting dynamic.
No, I mean, the time is still, it's still always there. No one's saying you gotta be the best, but I mean, you always have the time to keep, like, learning more. That's what's amazing about our game, We got fucking 15 years on this thing, and we're still learning, new ways to apply ourselves, new ways to practice, like...
Yeah.
Time's not over, little man. Time ain't over.
Yeah, just sometimes. I'm 28, man. I'm gonna die soon, dude.
At 28, yeah, no, you should be counting down the fucking seconds.
It's gonna happen, bro.
I'm trying to remember there's a comedian that like made a joke, Patton Oswalt. He made like a joke about like how you should celebrate birthdays, and it's just like I'm gonna give you the TLDR version of it. Basically, 1 through 10, good; 13, good; 16, good; 18, good; and then every 10 years, so 20, 30, 40, or no, not 20, 21, and then it's 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Every other birthday, shut the fuck up. Go to your job and do your fucking thing. No one cares. Like, it's such a great joke. It's
an interesting point in realize that nobody's gonna care that it's your birthday, or they'll say like cool, and then get on with their life. And it's a good moment. I think everyone should have that.
Oh, 100%. I'll be 23 this year, and I barely give a fuck.
Oh my God,
I forgot. I fucking forgot, dude. Oh no. Oh no. It's why it's a YungD0nut, bro. We're not a grandpa yet.
That's true, yeah.
It's a work in progress. So anyway, I think let's transition a little bit into, what a lot of people that are hopefully here even know you for, and that's some of your humor, some of your commentary, some of your acting, your podcasting. I want to touch on all of it, and I want to start with commentary, because the first tournament that I ever heard you at, and this kind of ties into tournament tales for us, was Smash the Record 2017.
Oh, okay.
So that was the first tournament I ever heard you in, and I'm going to be totally honest with you because I see no reason not to. I fucking hated you.
Really?
I hated your commentary
That's so interesting.
Only because the first match I tuned into was my close friend Codeman. He's a Pichu player. You were commentating his set, him versus Hugs. Yeah.
I remember that.
And the whole set, like, the commentary, just no one seemed to give a fuck. And at the time, I think I might have mentally just not been in a good mood to then see my friend, like, trying to play on stream, getting, like, sorry, Cody. He was getting fucked up. And, like, I really was hoping, like, to see him succeed stuff. And then the commentary is, like, talking about how Hugs has been, like, fucked over 86 times, and that's why it's so funny. Or something like that. Like, it was funny. I go back on it, and I laugh at it. I think it's hysterical. But at the time, this was what I saw you at, and I was like, who the fuck is this commentator?
That'll do it. It's commentating your friend's set, like, not well or whatever. Oh, that's fate on sight. I would have felt the same way. It's interesting too, because, like, that'll paint your thoughts for someone for a long time. So what was the point where you were like, oh, maybe he's okay, or whatever?
Literally about 10 minutes later, when you started commentating the next set the exact same way and with even more humor. It took me a minute. It was more that, like, moment where I'm not realizing, like, holy shit, this dude's just like he's clowning around, like he's joking. This is all humor. It's a fucking charity tournament. Why the fuck should he take it, like, overly serious? No one's going to. I'm pretty sure this was the same tournament EE and that other dude were, like, saying names into the mic that were all, like, genitals and, like, Mike Clitoris, all that shit. Like, I realized I was taking it too serious, and then I definitely did enjoy the rest. Like, it was definitely a short-lived hatred, and I think that was a good clickbait right there, was I hated
That's
you.
Nice.
But it was good, I liked it, and I definitely want to get your take on how you enjoyed the tournament. What did you think of Smash the Record?
Smash the Record, it was super fun because we kind of would just, like, we were just asked to fill, me and Ludwig, and I'm trying to remember how I don't even remember how, like, we came to be on that, but it was definitely right up our alley as far as, like, not serious, can chill out for long periods of time. Chat was up. There was donations. We had, like, a goal to go for while on the mic. So all of that kind of came together, and it was just really fun. That was, I'd love to do something like that again because it was just so low key, and it gives you a sort of freedom. Like, commentating now is like I commentated Genesis with Ludwig, and it was like, it's a flawed medium, and no one's ever going to be happy with what they get, and, like, the best you can do is be good enough to where people don't notice you, which is fine. But, like, I don't know. eSports is so whack.
It is.
And when I'm trying to, like, be eSports or whatever, it's like, I don't know. You try to find a balance, but it's really hard.
You'll find it. I mean, it's one of those fucked situations where, like, oh, I got the side stream so I could say fuck, or I can actually make this commentary block be fun for the listener as well as informative as I really feel like it. But, like, when you're playing on, like, the main one and everything's very strict and straightforward and how the viewer wants it, it's a little hard to play into that.
Yeah, there's, like, also a responsibility. Like, when Mango and Magi played, and it was, like, that was an insane upset, and me and Ludwig commentated it, and I'm glad we didn't fuck around, because that set is one of the sets that goes down in history, and people will watch it and remember it, and to have it be kind of like a goof off one is really, in my opinion, not cool because it doesn't respect the game. I've always been about making sure the game has enough attention. If it's like a stomp in early pools, fuck it.
Yeah.
But there's also responsibility there. It's like, I don't know.
It's a big deal to notice. The fact that you notice it at least says a lot, You can't really do much more than that.
Yeah. Commentary in general, like there's weird culture around it where it's like some people just really, really want to do it. Like it's like something to aspire to. I've always thought it was like kind of lame in general, because you have to be this and that and esports and that, and it's just ironic that like
that's where you are.
It's kind of lame. Well, me thinking it's kind of lame is also what makes me, I think, fun to listen to some people. And it's like, to the people that want to take it super seriously, it's like they can't win because esports is a bad word in Melee, not necessarily Ultimate, which is kind of cool. And then they're trying to be esports.
No, but I definitely know what you mean. I've been, unfortunately, as you're saying that, I'm one of those type of people that do want to take it seriously. I would love to like do more type of commentary gigs, and it is something that is hard to get into, especially when you're trying to take it seriously, because at least through my eyes, a lot of serious like commentary that a person that isn't getting high level or even mid-level games presented to them isn't gonna be good, because these guys that you're watching play aren't always the best or are constantly making mistakes. When if you're trying to be so serious, like you need to be commentating people that aren't making mistakes. It is a really hard medium. I definitely agree with you where it's a tough.
It's brutal because you want to like Mango versus Armada, you want it, but like you're not getting that one.
Oh hell no.
Not if you're starting out.
Yep.
And it's this weird like system of, well, people have done it for a long time, so they might as well keep doing it. I don't know. Ultimate, I think, is kind of the future for people who want to commentate in general, because you're allowed to be esports there, but they also have TK and EE, or some of the funniest people in the fucking world.
Black Plague commentary is always amazing. I love
sick.
when they're together.
And I think Ultimate commentary is in one of the best spots right now because you can move more toward each end of the spectrum. And Melee is like, the esports side is closed off, which is good for some people, but also it creates a system of like, well, what do you want? Do you want me to take it seriously? Do you not? What do you want?
Definitely. Because how much do you know versus what I know? Trust me. Like, this is definitely a big thing right now. What do you think was the most memorable moment from Smash the Record for you?
There was that part with Jeffrey Paul King where me and Ludwig basically had a fucking It's Always Sunny episode where we tried to like fill up the water bottle. That was 100% ad-libbed. It was like, I had only known Ludwig for like a couple months at that point too. It was just like, I don't know, sometimes you just hit,
Lucy.
That was so funny. And the way he said it, like during when he was talking to Jeffrey.
It was so
just,
subtle.
Context before that. Oh my god,
dude. I'm wondering who told him about the water, because that shit was so funny. You still try to pass it off to him, and he's like, someone texted me, don't drink the water specifically.
We were like, huh, weird.
That's fucking weird. It definitely almost looked like, oh no way, he knows, but no, that's fucking hysterical. What's up?
For like, me and Ludwig have done stuff together, like off the six and whatever, and I sometimes we'd have really funny moments in the show, and I was like, this is like the second best thing we've ever done, and because number one is all the water bottle bit. That holds a special place in our.
I definitely think your second best is the showing him your balls. That might be your second best.
Like all 10 times?
I'm saying oh wait, yeah, you did do it multiple times on sticks. I mean the time when he's talking about chilling. Yeah. When you're talking about the chilling Samus to me. It's like, you'll give me $20 if I'll show you the DMs. All right, here, take a look.
He believed it.
It's his balls.
It's so hard to make him believe it.
You had the fucking killer poker face for that shit too. That was so fucking great. I've watched that over like again and again, just trying to see if you smirk at all. You fucking bastard. You don't do shit until that phone is turned around.
Oh, I sold it. I took that picture way beforehand too, because I knew I didn't have any. So I was like, I got it.
How many photos of your balls do you keep on your phone at a time?
At a time? Not many. That was definitely... that one. Yeah.
Okay. All right. As long as you always come prepared when you hang out with Ludwig. You just gotta.
Yeah, you have to. It's an arms race.
We got so many slime tips just in this one episode so far. Hang out with Ludwig. Take a pic of the nuts.
Yeah, it's God. If only you'd be a fly on the wall and during some of those nights.
Oh no, I'm scared if those walls could talk. So, getting into it a bit more, what made you thinking back on it, do you remember what the first tournament was that you did commentary at? And it doesn't even have to be like a big one, just the first one.
I think it was at like a Mayhem. So at the time, SoCal Coliseum, the church venue in SoCal. I think it was they just needed people to get on, and you could hop on. I think it said probably with Yeti, who was my friend who played Peach. I was a big stan of Yeti. And I vaguely remember it, but it wasn't good. I was just talking. I don't know. I think that was the first one.
Sure. I mean,
and then I don't even remember. I think Bigger Balk. I don't know.
We'll go with SoCal, because I was gonna say also the other ones that I'll forever credit to you from ones that I heard specifically was Bigger Balk. That was the big one for me that I heard you through. Besides Smash the Record, I think.
Bigger Balk was or Smash the Record, and it was also on Smashcast because it was PM.
That's what I think made it bigger too, was the fact you were on that saying like goofy ass shit and being funny, and it was blowing up for Smashcast.
Yeah. That was fun because Melee was on Smashcast and not Twitch. So it's like you kind of had to search to find the stream, which was pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was good times.
I still remember I tuned in like last minute and I just see this fucking giant sun with shades on and you're like rubbing him or something, or someone was rubbing him. Yeah, Balky, that's it. That shit was fucking incredible.
That was the weekend I met Ludwig.
Oh, it was that weekend?
Yeah.
You guys have a friendiversary where you just meet back up at the Balk and just kind of touch fingertips?
Fuck no.
Tried to take a sip while you said
Well, that's how cool it was. Dude, and kind of bounce off each other really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And, live on the mic. There's like two people, him and Gunther's, who you can see us develop instant friendships on the mic for the first time. Like, it's really interesting.
Oh, shit. Damn, I gotta find that one then. I did miss that. Shit. But, no, other tournaments that, you've done, which is pretty impressive. You've done Genesis, you've done DreamHack, you still did Big House, even though whatever you'll call it. You've done Summit, you've done other just straight-up Cali-based tournaments. Do you think location has helped at all with getting your name out more? Or do you think if I say your commentary, that's a little wrong too, but just location has helped at all in terms with growing your commentary out more?
Yeah, I think so for sure, because people are gonna go back and S2J versus West Balls. They're not gonna watch top 1 in Colorado versus top 2 in Colorado, unless you It's also I made that compilation,
right,
and that actually popped off pretty hard, which was cool. I didn't think it would. I just wanted to put So in that description of that video, it says, "I just want Jeanette McCurdy to tweet me back," which is still true. So
she still hasn't,
and she still hasn't.
That
so it's
bitch.
It hasn't done its job yet. However, that was sort of my mentality. Something to be a record of me, putting in some sort of effort comedically on recorded microphone. And that kind of helped too. So I think what I'm saying is yes, I was in a cool location that I got to sometimes catch, some of the top players in the world playing Melee in their hometown. But also I think if you make a compilation for something like I did, you can still get there if you're good enough, and people take note and shit like that.
It's demo reels, you look at videographers, photographers, people that make demo reels, show what they've done, show the attention they get, what they're good at, it'll gain attention.
It's also fun to watch, which was cool, because it's because a reel is usually, okay, look, I'm competent, I can do this, but a funny highlight reel is you can watch it over and over again. And it's like fun to watch rather than something that's a tool.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, yours had fucking humor to it. How many commentary videos can you name that are humorous while being good? Like, there is.
Yeah,
we'll tell Jeanette McCurdy that. But also, like,
everyone tweet at her right now.
It could also create a situation in which whenever you're trying to like farm for the reel, and I think that's really whack. So you gotta like stay true to yourself as well, even if you're doing like a normal reel. Because I remember talking with Jackzilla about this. I asked him like dead ass, I was like, do you start hyping up moments that aren't that hyped because you think they'll be hyped so you can like use it in a reel later on? And he said no. He's like, I thought about that, but I don't do it because it sucks and it's whack. I'm like, okay, cool. We're friends.
I like you now.
Yeah.
That's sick. Damn. Well, yeah. I mean, guys, tweet at Jeanette McCurdy. Help the man's dream come true. This is a big deal. As well as commentary, though, you've done... I don't know for sure, and you can clarify this for me. I would say it's TOing, but it also just might be just kind of working with. My examples of this are like Summit, obviously, the Mango, the Roast of Hugs. Are all of these just things you've been a part of, or is this more just since you're with BTS, you're just kind of there?
No, so a lot of people think my job at BTS is to just literally just come up with funny sketch ideas and write them. That is like probably like 10% of what I do. The rest is I act as a producer for the Smash Summit event. So during the event, I'm running around making sure people are on the couch, making sure the running show is being followed. I build the running show out. We decide what all the days look like, how to structure it. All this shit is what I'm working on at all times, and it's a lot of work, but it's also obviously really fun. But as far as like literal TOing, I TO'd like a monthly. I assisted TO'd it a couple times in SoCal. I also TO'd my like college weekly back when I learned about Melee.
Oh, same, dude.
So I think everyone's got that sort of.
If you didn't TO your college weeklies, or at least go to them, what were you?
Yeah, are you even a real...
Do you dare? Like, come on. So besides that, do you have a favorite tournament that you've been a part of?
Probably Smash Summit 7. The one I was kind of driving the whole boat on. And it was like, holy shit, this is very, very hard. Super stressful. I didn't throw up, which was really cool. But I found a gray pube, and I was like, yep, this is
fucking hugs.
I was like, this is how it goes for sure. But yeah, that was just very rewarding because it came together and it ran on time for the most part. Besides the stream being down and stuff like that.
You can only do so much for that. Did you ask to be like on your own for that, or did they straight up tell you like you're gonna?
No, it was more like it was sort of what I got hired to eventually be able to do. And so it was like my, pushing the baby bird out of the type of thing.
Well, yeah, no, I definitely think you did a great job on that, man. Summit 7 was fucking hysterical. The skits
it went off, yeah. Nothing burned down, so it was a success.
There's that guy. I'm trying to remember his YouTube. I think it's Monster Tipper. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
The guy that makes like highlight reels of the summits. I think he's done for like the past 3 or something like that. The Summit 7 one I had to have rewatched at least like 10, 15 times. Dude. They're fucking great. Funny. I mean, you guys do funny shit for him to highlight and to show off through the videos, and I think it's one of those good partnerships instead of these top 10 highlight videos where it's just all VGBC stuff.
Yeah, well, he's also like creating his own sort of content.
Oh, definitely.
I think Gimmer calls it transformative. And also, I'm glad VGBC is getting on their own because they were getting fucking robbed for a while.
Oh yeah, and they were. I'm pretty sure they were like hiring someone for a little bit to do to do like top 10s for them instead of getting this shit ripped off every other day.
You gotta. It's like a predatory culture with the YouTube thing. So.
It fucking is. It's disgusting.
I'm glad he got that going.
Dude, speaking of fucking off-brand, real quick. Speaking of fucking predatory YouTube shit, have you seen this fucking shit about YouTube predators now in comments sections?
Yes,
Dude,
that's insane.
it's fucking wild.
That's very alarming.
It's very, like, we're losing our comment. For those that don't know, YouTube is losing their comment section because there are pedophiles on the internet that would literally go to, like, little kid videos and, like, comment on them, like, suggestive shit. And it's, like,
It was
fucking
fucked.
insane.
And they were, like, trading info.
Oh, yeah!
Contact details and shit. It was fucking wild. There's a video on it that blew up.
Oh, there's a bunch now, but yeah, no, this dude made a whole like 30-minute thing about just how fucking, dude, our world is fucking crazy. Thank God Melee players aren't that psychopathic. Hopefully, I really hope. I really hope I don't find out one day like fucking.
I just want to see combos, bro. That's all. Like,
I just want to see the fox shine, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing was skits at the summit. So you were saying you've done writing for those as well, but you also do acting in a good amount of them from what we've seen. Do you do you consider yourself much of an actor, or
honestly not really? I do know how to articulate like certain emotions with my face very subtly, in general, and also like being on commentary has helped me learn how to speak more clearly and shit like that, but I don't consider myself like an actor. Here's the thing. So for Smash Summit 7, we kind of got a lot of shit because it felt like I was inserting myself into a lot of shit, or like putting Ludwig in shit. The thing is like it's hard to go up to player X and be like, hey, can you fucking do this wacky, goofy shit? Especially if they look like they're having a rough day, if they woke up bad, all this stuff. So for the one like Bananas and SFAT, I actually sent them the scripts beforehand, made sure they were on board with everything, made sure they liked everything, which I'm trying to make kind of a new standard practice for the content we do for summits.
It's very smart, definitely.
But when it falls, like let's say X person doesn't want to do, which is no fault to them at all. It's like, okay, well, like I can be on camera, Ludwig can be on camera, like Dakota can be on camera. Let's just do it. Let's do it ourselves. And then that it's like either the content piece goes out with less players in it, or it doesn't go out. But it I don't know. It was a bummer to see people upset at that, because it's like we really did try. But I also understand that people want to see players and content. That's why the event exists.
I think it's just sad to see. I definitely agree. That's sad to see fucking people getting on you guys for that. That definitely seems like it's the other way around. I don't know how people can't piece that together themselves, you know?
It's, well, I don't know. I don't know, but I've gotten like Twitter or Twitch DMs. It's like, oh yeah, Slime gonna insert himself into more Smash content. It's like, dog,
fuck off.
Come on,
dude, come on. If you were doing a bad job, maybe I would be on board. But like, you can't. How are you gonna shit on people that are like genuinely trying for the high key? The Rutherford fucking skit is probably one of my favorite ones, and it incorporates no one really.
I'm so glad, because we call that a secret banger around the office, because a lot of the reception in chat was like, oh, well, they can't all be winners. It's like, dude, isn't this funny? Like, or
I could have saved them.
Like, aren't we getting older? Maybe that's the problem. Like, maybe some haven't seen daytime TV, like lawyer ads and shit. And it's just something to constantly think of, evaluate, and make sure that, because like there are pieces. It's always been my goal in anything I do to make a piece that is either ultra targeted, that makes people feel like actually so connected to one thing. That's where like the reference shit comes in, or a piece that is so universally good that anyone can enjoy it. That's why I like humor so much. You know, anyone can laugh at a joke. And so with shit like I think the Mango Time, that was like, that hit all the notes of like, you can't deny that this is just hitting everyone right in their boners, you know what I mean?
It was definitely great.
It's a fight, you know, it's a fight between doing what we feel should be targeted and doing what broad reaching, but also significant, you know.
Totally. And I mean, you're always gonna have your fucking haters at the end of the day that wanna find a reason to not like it because they don't wanna like it. And it sucks too, because you really want to try and please everyone, and it says a lot for that type of person that is trying to please everyone. And I think just at the end of the day, if you're seeing any positivity, or at least, I don't know, if I were to put like numbers to it even, it's almost like if I see 60-40 good on this shit, I got a majority on this. Like, if you don't fucking like it, don't watch it. Go watch the other ones, but come back maybe with more open mind. You know, like check the Cat and Falcon one. I think is actually a good example of that. The first time I watched it, when the summit's ending, I'll be honest, I thought it was a little slow. I thought it took a little long to kind of pick up. I thought it was interesting at moments, but it might have died down.
That's good data.
Yeah, and then you come back to it though, and I'm like, oh shit, you know what? That was really funny. It took me fucking 3 or 4 watch throughs to realize the fucking Luigi was the cheat. I had no fucking idea. I thought it was some fucking rando dude that showed up to the tournament dressed like Luigi. I was like, oh, nice. Extra content.
I think another sort of mistake we made with that piece is the way we framed it. Like, we should have just been like, this is a documentary piece and all that, instead of being like the longest content piece we've ever done. Like, I don't know. Sometimes you miss the tee up.
Hindsight's fucking 2020, man. You can't hit anything, you know, or you can't hit everything. I would have maybe even done like fucking make it a what is it? What are they called? Fuck, I can't remember the strange addictions. Like maybe one of those things just kind of pop up with that fucking guitar like South Park did for the special needs camp. I know you know that episode.
Yeah. I feel like yes, you can't hit them all, but like when you do. Oh shit.
Yeah.
You know? So it's always about reaching for being perfect or something close to it.
Do you have a skit you would say is your favorite then that did hit all of those?
I think Mango Time Travel really did it because it was like it was original. Like the Crush Bateman thing was funny, but it was basically just rewriting dialogue. You know?
Sure.
People would argue. I would argue that there's not much skill in that, honestly, but the Mango thing was like, yeah, it was collaborative. Like we all just worked on it, and it came together. It looked so sick, and it was like, it was good stuff. So that's the one I think.
I definitely was just becoming a Shab fan at the time, and then I see him in the fucking video because like I'd been.
People like, who the fuck is Shab? And I'm like, that's funnier.
You don't know Shab? Oh, do I got a story for you?
But ultimately, there's also like this weird spot I'm in professionally where I'm like, yeah, this is cool, but I'm basically making like satire eSports content rather than like a show. The Shab W. It's like satire eSports content, and like it's not necessarily like the ultimate goal, and it feels kind of counterfeit because it relies on people just liking top players, and so there's this interesting dynamic that I go through all the time, but you know, as long as people like it.
Okay. What I wanted to talk about was podcasting as well, because that's another huge thing everyone knows you from. You know, you had Bad Melee. I don't know if this was actually one. I swear I was doing some form of research and I saw this title, and I know it's also the title of a Bad Melee episode, The Waste Man's Bride. Did you guys start a podcast called that for like an episode, or was it just the episode name?
That was just the title name. I think that was the beginning of season 3 or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, I swear I saw that and I was concerned for a minute. I'm like, how many fucking shows has he done? But then, of course, you have, you know, I think this one might be a lot of people's favorite is Off the Sticks. You and Ludwig's project. It's personally one of mine. I love it. What got you into podcasting? What made you want to do this?
In general, podcasting. Funny is because I hate podcasting now. Like that's why I don't do it anymore. Obviously, I still do Bad Melee, but it's just like not an interest I really have. Sometimes I get the itch, and I want to come on to your show because it's also been around forever. Feels like paying respects as well. But there's like so when Bad Melee started, it was Griffin who wrote the Falco and the Ganondorf article, and then I was like, these are funny, I can do them too, can I write for your site and all this shit? He's like, yeah, sure. And we started talking, becoming friends. I'm like, we should do a podcast. How cool would that be? Because I had listened for years at the time to the Film Drunk Fraudcast. And frauding, for those not in, is when you take two wieners and you push them together and you crank them together. It's a very intimate experience, I assume. But it was just this really funny podcast where like these 4 guys, and they were just all so on. Like they were just so funny, and they were. One of them was a comedian and a writer. The other were just like his friends, and I just thought that was so sick. And I'm like, I want to do that. I want to just put out banger bits every week, and they didn't edit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's insane. And so I was just like, well, let's try it. And I tried it, and I did think we did that, but you know, we goddamn tried. And then, you know, I revived it later on, and that was it. But yeah, I just wanted to be like them. That's
Nice.
pretty much it.
Hey,
I just wanted to be as good as they were.
fuck it, if it starts something, you know. And I love listening to Bad Melee every now and again. I haven't listened to every episode yet. It's the same thing with Off the Sticks. I've been trying to catch up, and even with a week of prep for this, I wasn't able to listen to all of them. But I did have a question that I wanted to ask you about. What's your favorite sponsor from Off the Sticks, if you remember? The favorite sponsor you got?
Probably, I thought Diaper Quest was really funny. Like, Diaper Quest was... Also, in the copy I wrote, it's like there's like a load of endgame content.
Yep.
And Ludwig's usually really good at not laughing, but he couldn't handle that.
I'm not gonna lie, mine might be Vitamin Uncle.
Vitamin Uncle is pretty good too. Yeah. Nick, my roommate, liked Vitamin Uncle a lot, and that meant a lot because
it's so smart. It's so funny. It comes in a bunch of comes in different shapes and flavors, and then Ludwig's just like, I always start at the tushy. It's like, yeah. You're fucking kidding me, man.
He also never knew what sponsors were. So every time he was listening raw, and then he would have to improvise something to say. And
he's fucking good. Damn.
Yeah.
Those were all improv. Good shit on him.
Yeah.
Let me see. I've already asked you about what you went to school for, so that doesn't matter. Oh, I mean, this, you'll probably hate getting this question, but I mean, I have to ask it being a fan. Is Off the Sticks ever going to come back?
I don't know.
Still not sure?
BTS moved into a new studio, and that was kind of like, we just literally couldn't do the show while we were moving from our space to our new space.
Okay.
And it's also like, Smash Ultimate Summit is really stressful, and it's like, there's all this shit going on, and then we don't have a set, so we need to build another set. So it's like all these things need to happen for Off the Sticks to come back, and also it's something that I and Zipper and Ludwig basically do on our free time.
Mm-hmm.
So it really depends on the workload we kind of have in general, and if it can fit into that. Mm-hmm. So the answer is maybe, but also like maybe not.
Right.
That's pretty much it.
I mean, you can only do so much too. That definitely sounds like one of the harder ways to have to go about it.
The live numbers weren't good. Like, the VODs got a lot, but the live numbers is kind of why we are a company at BTS. And if they aren't good, it's like, it's harder and harder to justify other people's time and stuff like that.
I mean, I think the season, if you did, obviously, this is, again, fandom. If you did start a new season, I think a fresh start always would draw in maybe some more heads. But I know what you mean with consistency. It's the hardest fucking thing in the world with Twitch. Like, it's so hard to keep it going.
Yeah, we do. I think, and I remember Zipper was like, this is the most consistent product we've ever put out.
Oh, nice.
And that's why he liked doing it so much. Also, he can switch the cameras.
It was good. You guys had a great production there. I think that's what sucked, was getting to your last episode and seeing that, because I was curious. I was like, wait, what was going on with this? Why did it stop here? And then when I got to the last one, I was like, oh shit, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, then that'll do it there. I guess how much time do you think you got?
Probably like 10 more minutes.
10 minutes? All right, let's see how many of these I can go through, and then just cut me off when you're good. Chat, if you have questions, I'll easily cut myself off to ask your questions. Feel free to leave them below. I think we covered the ones that were already there, so I'm going to start off here. You did an Off the Stick segment with Ludwig called Rate My Tag. I'm going to go down a list of tags that entered at Genesis, or not Genesis. Wait, yeah, some of these entered at Genesis, others I just know exist, and I want you to rate them 1 through 10. Ready?
Oh, okay, go.
Jim Jam Flim Flam.
So it's hard because it not knowing Jim Jam, 5. Knowing him, 6.
Maybe a 6. All right. Dad Milk.
5.
I Have Spaceballs. Don't worry, these aren't gonna get any easier.
That's like a 3.
Ooh. Now
Spaceballs is way better.
Ooh, that's true. This guy I think you know. Bung Wipe.
Bung Wipe. Yes, I do know him. It used to be You're a Bung Wipe. I think Bung Wipe is a 7.
Ooh, what about Europe on white?
Hard 3.
Ooh, he made the upgrade then. Let's go.
Yeah.
Surf's Up, Hail Satan.
I've heard this tag before. It's amazing. I give it a 9.
Oh, let's go. That's a big one. Smash Bob SquarePants.
Oh, like 2.
Oof.
Hard 2.
Oof. I don't know if you hate Jigglypuff, but he's a Puff player, so there you go. This one was Blue's Clues.
That's it?
Yeah.
2.
Oh, alright. Poopy Ass.
Oh, a man after my own heart. That's a 9 in my book.
Ooh, wow. Surf's Up and Poopy Ass making big waves. White Childish Gambino.
That's an 8.
That's an 8. Nice.
Yeah.
This name, I wonder if you remember. Pog Zero.
Pog 0. Is it the number 0?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think that's Pogo.
Is that how you say it?
SoCal player.
Damn it. Then yeah, you do know.
With. So it's Pogo. I think Pogo's a pretty decent tag. I give it like a 7.
Do you know why he's on this list?
Because he beat me. And he made me throw my controller.
I had never seen that.
Video.
I had never seen that. I thought it was amazing. Hey, we've all been there, man. I did that just like 2 hours ago playing Netplay. Don't even feel bad, man.
That's the worst, dude.
Trust me, it
mad.
It gets you fucking mad. And the last tag on here is Slime.
Slime, honestly, I don't want to toot my own, but it just being so short and so sort of stark, and it gets to the point, and it's also like slang outside of the game. I give it like an 8. But official Slime is like the hardest 2 of my lifetime.
Oof, that's an Anthony Fantano, a light 2.
Yeah, a light 2, going from a hard 8 to a strong 8 to a light 2.
Big fan. This one, let's see here. You're on top of a grain silo and it's open. There's grain in there. Ludwig and Raising Cane's are standing next to each other. You have to push one in, and then they fall into the grain, and then it's over for them. The other one you save. Who do you push?
It's hard because I go to going to Raising Cane's after Office 6 was a tradition with me and Ludwig.
Seemed like a dedicated fan.
Office 6 is over now, so I no longer require him at all. So I'd push Ludwig and enjoy the delicious Raising Cane's all to myself on top of the silo as I watch the sunset.
That's actually a beautiful setting. Has Alex19 punched you yet? And if so, how hard? And how long did it take to recover?
He fucking did. When we filmed he did the Mango and Alex show for Smash Summit 6.
Right.
And we had him film that interview thing for the Lost DBZ content thing. Mm-hmm. And him and Mango got pretty drunk. Mm-hmm. And he was like fucking around with me. And he hit me in the shoulder. And he's just a big dude, bro. It fucking hurt. But I had to pretend it didn't. Just to like be cool, you know what I mean? You get hit, you're like, you. Yeah, he hits me and I like wince and I'm like, yeah. What's up, Alex? How's it going, bro?
I definitely gained muscle.
Yeah, but yeah, until now he would never know that unless he obviously just saw my face. But, so he has punched me, yeah.
All right, nice. I feel like that's like initiation for Alex. I'm not sure. I don't know him well enough, but I'm gonna hope so. Do you still think all weebs will pick scissors in rock paper scissors?
Yes, this is actually my friend Nick's theory. Is that you ask them if they watch anime, and if they say yes, they will go scissors every time, and you can win free RPS.
I'm like trying to like force myself to enter pound singles, even though like I really don't feel like competing too much anymore. But I really want to just to test this theory. I really want. Yeah. I might have to.
Any local, just try it out. You ask right before RPS, hey, do you like anime? Like, yeah. Okay, here we go.
I might have to. I need this. I have 2 last ones here. At Pat's House 3, you were wearing a Michelob Ultra visor, and the tag was still attached. Was that for fashion, or were you planning on returning it?
Oh no, it was the biggest flex ever. It's like, I just got out the Gucci shop, tag still on.
With
That's
a
how fresh
Michelob
it is.
Ultra.
It's like the sticker on a snapback. You know what I mean?
Oh shit! I forgot people did that.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was like that. I also lost that visor. Fucking
You
pissed
fucking
off.
lost
I love
it.
That thing.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's a big feels bad, man.
But
you do
that
have
was
a
huge flex.
What is it? You have a Bud Light hat or something. That's just as good,
Yeah,
right?
that one I think I've also lost. I've lost beer themed hats.
You're fucking up, man.
I'm fucking up, yeah.
Oh my god. All right, and the last question I got for you, in terms of my personal questions, is if you could make a drink called the slime, what would be in it? Or if you already have one, I don't fucking know.
It would be... I really just like sparkling water. So it'd be like sparkling water and like some melted gummy bears.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because I like gummy bears. But I don't drink soda anymore. I started drinking coffee again, but I used to not. Like I'm very... I eat for fuel most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Not for like...
Flavor.
Enjoyment.
Yeah.
So it's just sparkling water with gummy bears in it, dude. That sounds so hype.
Fuck it. Yeah. I feel like that wouldn't be too terrible, depending on like the sparkling water flavor. If you give me fucking like I don't know, some wacky ass flavor, if it's like club
like,
soda.
If they're not melted, you put it in chewy.
Ooh. Yeah, that actually might be good.
Run it.
Fucking run it. All right, then. That's all I got on my rundown for tonight. Thank you again so much for coming on. If there's anything you do want to plug, any events you got coming up, feel free. This is your time, and then we'll sign it out.
Nothing really to plug. Smash Ultimate Summit's coming up. We're working really hard on that, despite everyone's mixed feelings this and there. But at the end of the day, it's our job to put on a good show and make some funny vids. So hope everyone can just realize that there's human beings behind the scenes of pretty much everything in your life, and to take it easy on them.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, guys, everything else that we've talked about will be in the description of the VOD when it is uploaded to YouTube. I again can't thank you enough for coming on. It's been a blast getting to talk and laugh with you. I think we covered a lot of stuff. And yeah, look forward to the Smash Ultimate Summit. Look forward to any other future works you got going on. This has been The Bakery, and I thank you all for tuning in. Take it easy.
See ya.